Some of you right now, you are in a financial situation. Don't just get up and say, I'm in a financial situation. I need is business strategy. I listened to a business what do you call it, seminar, and it just said, just do this. I agree and I respect what you heard. But in this world of spiritual triumph, ignore the Lord of the harvest and recycle pain. Ignore the Lord of the harvest and recycle negative seasons in your life. But you can come to the how, and sometimes it can be a ridiculous instruction. You are a businessman and things have gone down, but the Lord is going to give you an instruction and say, take a sacrifice and bring it to the life of your man of God. I reject this voice. How can you come and meet me and say I should do this? Listen, not every pain destroys. When a doctor meets a patient who is almost dying, the doctor will bring out a syringe and add to the patient who is already crying. Why will you add pain to somebody in pain? In that pain, there is a chemical that will flow through that injection into that person, and it will begin to bring healing. So you will see somebody who is in the hospital almost as if he's dying, and yet the doctor with a heart full of compassion, it will be through the channel of that pain and that sacrifice. It can happen many times, and yet recovery happens mysteriously. Not every pain is from the devil. There is pain as a gift that announces the change of seasons. Sometimes the pain of carrying Isaac is the pain that makes you the father of nations. You must learn to discern and interpret pain. When you give a patient injection, the goal is not to destroy that patient, but sometimes you can take 5 doses. A miracle service on Sunday, a woman came who had a spine problem, and she said she's had over 200 and something injections. I couldn't believe it. Will I stand to allow anybody inject me like that? 200 and something. What part of my body will be left? 200 and something injections. How many veins are in my body? For some of you, you are in a season right now where it looks like spiritually you are in ICU, and you've said, Lord, come, and he brought you through the pain of fasting. And you are saying, but Lord, is this how you help people to fast and pray? Can't you just give me money? What is it about money you cannot give me? Is it my rent or my house? Why are you, what is this thing? Just bless me directly. Where are the fishes that have coin in their prophetic, and God is saying, just go through that. The pain of fasting is like that spiritual dosage you've been receiving from January to February to March to April to May, now to June. You will step out of this place and see a burst of vitality within your spirit. That after your prayer and fasting, someone will call you and say, since January I've been looking for you. You will now know it's not a demon that kept him. God kept him for you, because you would have misused that money, misused that opportunity, because your spirit was not even sensitive. The devil would have led you to make wrong decisions and you would have been in trouble. The Lord instructed that I should give you a house in Maitama. I don't know you, but I will obey God. And you will hold it and say it's a lie. God said, what is it about a lie? What is it that is, can't I do it? And just while you are saying that, somebody parks a car in front of your house. And just when you wake up and allow to wake you up, that you will report yourself to the police and say, I'm reporting myself now, so that nobody will say I stole money. And then God will now tell you, I had the power to do this, but my interest is your heart, not the things. I know what I'm saying. The way of the spiritual man is mysterious. John chapter 3 and verse 8. 3 and verse 8. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof. Thou cannot tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. So is everyone born of the Spirit. The way of the spiritual man, you can't create a natural sequence to it. There are times you will see him mysteriously rushing, and there are times you will see him waiting. And that wait can be 1 year, 2 years, and you are wondering, what is it about your life and why the silence? Then God will bring 10 years in 1 month and put for you. Even so, Come, Yeshua, come. Even so, come and take your bride away. How my soul longs to see your face, my Lord. Even so, come, Yeshua, come. We're calling the Lord of the harvest. We need him like never before. Even so, come, Yeshua, come. Even so, take your bride away. How my soul longs to see your face, my Lord. Even so, come, Yeshua, come. We will wait upon the Lord, for in his presence is fullness of joy, and our strength shall be restored as we wait upon the Lord. Listen, my first encounter with the power of God, please sit down. I used to go every night and just pray and return back. Every night and just pray and return back. Every night and just pray. I used to watch Benny Hinn that time, and I would see this man come to minister and just stand, and people are rising from wheelchairs. The power of God, it was like a mirage. I said, how could a man host God to this dimension? I had the privilege to have some old CDs of generals and people, and I would listen and watch them and say, my goodness, what is this? Such spectacular display of the investment of the Spirit upon a man. I continued every day. I did not know that every day and every time of prayer was like a spiritual register you were signing. Because if the cloud be full of rain, rain does not happen until there is sufficient evaporation and condensation. Biology teaches us that. One night, I remember clearly, there was a dear lady. I was praying, and there were other people who used to pray then. We used to call it lawn tennis courts then in Zaria and ABU there. And then a lady came, and this lady came to, I don't know what brought her, to seek counsel for something. I don't know, I can't even remember the lady. And I remember I just stood in front of her and my hands began to shake. I had barely lifted, I just lifted my hands, and this lady was like a pack of cards on the ground. I was almost afraid. I said, I hope this lady did not enjoy herself. The way she fell as though she was dead. She got up again, and then I started seeing spectacular manifestations of the Spirit of God. I said, this is the same thing I saw happen to people. And then I remembered that the same Lord is rich unto all. That if you will pay the price of alignment, obtaining grace from the Spirit to walk in keeping with the conditions that make for power, nothing then robs you from carrying genuine, authentic spiritual power. You can walk with God to a point where He will give you the keys of nations and give you the keys of territories, that you can command dominion over nations and territories. You will not look like it except that it was given. That you will speak and kings will respond, because the word of the Lord is upon your lips. Let me tell you, prayer is powerful in preparing you to be an effective witness. Today I thank God for the privilege of the preparation, and compared to where I'm going, He's still preparing me, and I'm grateful. And I have obtained grace to remain and to stay until we are built and furnished for that harvest. Can I tell you, in our lifetime we will see nations saved in one day, because there will be such spectacular demonstrations of our witness. The Lord Himself will move upon us and move through us and move in us and bring nations at a standstill. Did that not happen to Joshua in the Bible? Do not belittle yourself. There are people in this end time who will carry wealth equivalent to GDP of nations, and by that wealth they will bring nations to their feet in one day. But the training of every witness is intrinsically the same, but we will give ourselves continually, Acts chapter 6 and verse 4, to the word and the ministry of the word and prayer. No matter what you are called to do, called to be, you cannot do it without submitting yourself methodically to the ministry of the word and to prayer. To pray without ceasing, to immerse yourself in the word, in fellowship and in partnership with this Lord of the harvest, as he reveals your how, per season, per moment, per level. The reason why we are bold to do and say the things that God is doing through us is because we receive the how. There is no fear Moses if he told you how. He already told Moses Pharaoh will harden his heart. So when Pharaoh was acting like a beast, Moses was not surprised. He didn't leave disappointed. It was part of the how. But by a great and mighty hand, in one day, he brought the nation of Israel, something that 430 years of captivity and murmuring and complaining could not do. One day. Do you believe God can use you that much? Do you believe God can walk with you that much? Do you believe God can trust you with the grace and the anointing for nations and territories? You don't have to be a preacher alone. Some of you here, my dear worship people, God can give you one song that becomes a revival anthem for nations. A song you did not compose, a song that came through the place of prayer. Most of the songs you hear me sing, I'm not a musician, no. You should know that by now. But there is a way you can release your spirit, and in the realm of the spirit you will tap through spiritual frequencies and bring songs that don't die, because they were not framed from this realm. Holy, holy, blessed is he who comes in the name of our God. These are some of the spiritual songs that come from the place of the spirit. Lion of Judah, the Lamb upon the throne, we hail you most high. Let me tell you how this song came. I was caught up in the realm of the spirit one time, and I was hearing the angelic choir singing this song. That's how I came with it. I didn't write it. Of Judah, the Lamb upon the throne, we hail you most high.